I got some great questions on my Radio Flyer Voya Wagon. I have the Quad XT, but I did want to touch on the Quad as well as the two-seater option. So hopefully this video helps you get a better idea of what these wagons are all about. Now I will say I have owned the Jeep as well as the Wonderfold wagons, and I absolutely love the Radio Flyer wagon so much. Main question was talking about the desert, and yes, I live in Arizona, so I am tackling all those desert terrains. I tried to find some bigger boulders, but I did go ahead and push this over the gravel, and I wanted to show too how easily it turns and maneuvers over the gravel. I was doing this with one hand while recording with my phone with the other hand. When I say that it glides, I mean that it glides right over. I did also make sure to attack any of the grass that we have here in Arizona, so I quickly turned off the sidewalk here to try to see how it would maneuver being turned sharply onto those grasses, and still, again, it worked so well. I had my 3-year-old in here, not my 8-month-old as he was napping, but my 3-year-old is about 36 to 38 pounds, along with the wagon's weight, which is just above 50 pounds. And I truly did not feel any struggle with that. Those back wheels definitely do the heavy lifting with how large they are. I definitely don't feel any resistance in pushing or pulling the wagon on all of those rocky or grassy terrains. I will say though, if you're going kind of like at a turn or an angle and getting back on a sidewalk or going up a huge bump, you're going to want to kind of straighten the wagon out. Otherwise, those wheels can get a little bit stuck, but that is something that I've also noticed with pretty much all the wagons that I've tried. Now, the wheels are not suspension wheels, but like I said, they're really, really large. They're about 12 inches for those back wheels, and I believe the front wheels are an 8 or 10 inch wheel. The wheels are also a plastic frame and then a thick, hard rubber on the outside of that plastic frame, so there's nothing that's going to pop on the inside of them. We've had no issues with thorns or anything like that. I wanted to grab this clip too because you can kind of see that I can brush everything right off these wheels. If I did have a thorn in there, I know I could easily pull it out, kind of like the bottom of a shoe almost. Also, to quickly touch on the dimensions of the wagon. So the overall length of the wagon is about 40 inches according to what they have online, which is including their little parent bag and that little back storage bag. However, the inside of the wagon measured at 32 inches long and then 25 inches wide for the quad wagon that I have. It's super easy to clean just with a damp rag or a disinfecting wipe. That insert at the bottom is padded, but it is removable as well. So if you needed to get a deeper clean, you can definitely do that by just removing that out. And then as far as the weight of it goes, I believe it's just over 50 pounds for the quad wagon, again, for those high sides. For myself personally, I don't find an issue with the weight when lifting it. I think more so that it's the height that is a little bit more of an issue, just because I can only lift my arms up so high before the wagon is taller than me. However, it does become a lot easier to lift when I take off those canopies, just because it does reduce the height by like a good foot or so. So other than that though, I don't think that the weight is excessive, especially when I compare it to the weight of, again, the Jeep wagon or the Wonderfold, which from my memory were closer to 60 or just above 60 pounds when they had all of their accessories on as well. I know that was a ton of information really quickly and all at once, but I hope that it helps. I hope that it answers questions, and I hope that it gives some insight into those things that aren't necessarily listed on a company's website when you're looking for a product. So let me know if it helps. I really hope it does.